The 4Ds is the formula we systematically use every time a piece of work is brought to our attention. By making a decision, we will literally extract the work from our multiple in baskets and start populating our radar. The golden rule says, touch it once and make one of the following 4 decisions. The first choice we have is to take care of that piece of work right now. If there's a high level of urgency, importance, and consequences, we should do the task right now. Essentially, it's on fire. The other scenario that would justify doing something right now is if it's something really fast. They are asking me a question, for example, and I know the answer. I could take care of this in less than a minute, for example. Where people will get themselves in trouble is when they look at a piece of work, typically in their inbox, and say to themselves, this is important to be done, but not urgent for right now. And they promise themselves with some good intentions to get back to this later. Of course, later may mean 2 hours from now, maybe coming back from a meeting, and by then the good intention is now buried under the weight of 10 or more new emails in their inbox. And the process started anew, essentially transforming their inbox into a huge job jar. Their inbox is now one of their to-do lists. Not even the to-do list, but just one of them. Because the reality is that other pieces of work are also trapped in their trusty notebooks. And then there's all the knowledge that lives solely in their heads, not to mention all the post-it notes stuck to their computer screen. The reality for most knowledge workers is that their workload is scattered. And how does this help one's sense of control over one's workload? It simply doesn't. In the end, leaving emails in the inbox is counterproductive. To get out of this counterproductive pattern, we need to date activate. We need to extract the work out of our inbox, out of our notebooks, out of our head, and so on, and make sure any piece of work that will need our attention is visible on our plan, on our radar. Out of the 4Ds, this is the most difficult to remember to do. Our third choice is to delegate the work to somebody else. Maybe a colleague has to do their part for us to be able to do ours. I can certainly forward an email to a colleague, but my challenge from that point on will be to remember who did I ask and where are they with the work. In other words, my challenge is now follow-up. Finally, if we're not going to do the work now, we're not going to do it later, and we're not going to ask anybody else to do it, well, it is likely it is neither important nor urgent, and I should get rid of it. I should delete it. I may choose to file it for future references, but one thing is for sure, it does not need to continue to live in my inbox and compete for my attention. By religiously applying the simple method, touching an email once, making one of those 4 decisions, and filing or deleting as I see fit, my work will be extracted out of my inbox and will be placed on my radar, and I will end my day with an empty inbox.